What is going on, guys? We are back with another video, and if you're reading the title, we have my friend Jack's S197 in here. It's got some miles on it, but we're gonna be boosting it today. Basically a stock off-the-shelf Roush 2.3 kit. So we're gonna tear it down, install it, dyno it, and see what it makes. And well, by high mileage, what do I mean? Let's see. How many miles we got? 159,000 miles. So not too bad. We're gonna see what this high mileage unit will make. We already tuned it NA. I can't remember what it made, but I think it actually made some decent power for being pretty much stock, I think, exception of long tubes and cold air intake. Yeah. Yep, stock intake, JLT, that's it. And long tubes. First thing I gotta do, front bumper off, intake manifold off, cold air off, and get some fluid out of it. And we'll go from there. Just been test fitting, mocking up some stuff and checking everything out. You can see we got a pretty significant coolant leak over here. So we're gonna definitely take care of the water pump and this crossover. Looks like it's been leaking from up here as well. So we're gonna get all of that fixed up. We're gonna cut the timing cover and keep on trucking. So I just got done doing the most fun part of this install. It's pretty loud, it's raining. We just finished grinding the timing cover. I'm gonna go through and just clean this up with a grinder, but I just checked and everything fits. So now we're just gonna clean everything up. This may look a little messy to you guys, but I do it in steps. So you can see I stepped as needed. I didn't wanna just go and cut everything away and accidentally cut into the timing cover. So now we're just gonna smooth that all out with the grinder. But we have gone back and forth with the Fiat bracket, made sure it fits. So now we can just hit it with a grinder, clean it all up, and call this part finished. We're gonna get some new gaskets and everything tomorrow, but I think we'll mount the lower intake and blower on today, and we'll call it there. And tomorrow we'll get all this wrapped up. I don't remember if I mentioned this, but this is a S550 kit. There's a few things that don't fit, including the heat exchanger doesn't fit very well, so we don't have that hooked up yet, but we got parts on the way. There's a few other things, like for example, this PCV line, we're gonna need to get either a catch can or the proper line for that, which is kind of basically a 90 right there. We have a JLT 123 on the way to get rid of this S550 style cold air. I just fired it up. It actually runs pretty good. I basically threw in a real simple bass tune just to get the coolant bled. We obviously don't have the heat exchanger hooked up, but we're not going in boost. Perfectly fine to run it without the water system hooked up. Obviously the IAT will be a little high. The other thing we found from the 15 to 17 kit is this IAT breakout harness does work, but the sensor over here must be different for 11 and 14, so we're gonna have to get a different sensor, but let's go fire it up. Nice, clean. It's loud, certainly very loud, but running pretty good. Looking pretty good. Belt system all working, not blowing itself apart. Boom. We're gonna work on finishing up the heat exchanger, lines, intercooler pump, and then we'll be dynoing it, see what we can make. I think that's an 82 mil pulley. So hopefully we can break 600 on 93. We got the car out. I just did spark plugs. We did the heat exchanger. This car does need a front lip replacement, but heat exchanger is in there. We put that VMP unit in there. He still needs to get this replacement hose, but we have working intercooler pump system. JLT 123. I think the elbow is slightly different for the S550 one, so I had to make this pretty close there, but it does end up fitting. Running good. So now what's it gonna make on the dyno? High mileage unit right here.
mean, it made good numbers in A, right?
Yep.
So it's got that going for it. It's clearly not, the mileage doesn't seem to be bothering it much, which is good.
I'm shooting for 650.
Yeah, I think 650 is definitely
That'd be dope. All right, guys, so we have Jack's Mustang in on the dyno. Dyno room looking pretty sick. We got the AC blowing. Now, unfortunately, we got to run the fans and everything once you're running the car and get the CO2 out of here. We also got to come up with a fancy solution for the exhaust to get the exhaust aired out. So to put like some sort of pipes to like 5-inch exhaust tubing with a suction on it. That'll help a lot with the CO2 as well. But for right now, I got a CO2 monitor in with me to make sure that we're safe. But I actually just made a poll. It made 591 first hit. We're gonna go film another one, and I made a few little tweaks, so we're gonna try that out and see if we can crack 600 on it's 82 millimeter pulley, long tube header, 160,000 miles on this unit. All right, see, I got CO2 monitor in with me, 781 parts per million. I don't know, I'm not a pro on this, but I did some reading, and the green, yellow, red bar is pretty accurate for levels, and this actively moves. So it's a pretty good unit. I'm gonna probably find something a little bit more permanent to mount on the wall, and while keeping a portable one in here with me. Now, we did get just a hair of knock, and you'll actually see it pull it out. So we got 3 degrees of knock right there, pulled the timing out. That's what the knock sensors are there for. But we were able to hold out about 19 degrees of timing up top. So that's pretty good. We're just gonna probably try to maybe knock a little timing out there, and it's gonna hold it up top. This is just pump 93, no octane booster. If it had octane booster, it'd probably hold that timing out right through there. But this is what the knock sensors are for. They detect a little bit of knock, they pull some timing out, make sure it's safe, puts it back in. That is how the knock sensors are supposed to work. 606 547. So just really, really looking solid. So I'm gonna go ahead and make an adjustment right where it pulled the timing out. We're gonna knock some timing back a little bit, but everything's looking incredible. Our air fuel is great. Looks like we're gonna add another probably about 5% to make sure that it's not correcting positive. But you can see down low, the fuel trims are looking good. We got a 7.8 lambda target. And then up top, we're getting to about 8.0, which is 11.7 air fuel for you guys. And I usually keep things around 7.8 lambda, 11.4 air fuel. Sometimes I'll lean them out to about 8.0, but I find that they make about the same power, just 7.8's much safer. So we're just gonna pull a little bit of timing out where it started to make that. This is a pretty low boost setup. It's about 8 to 10 pounds. So you can actually run a good amount of ignition vents because the boost isn't so high. We're running at the edge of this 93 octane, and we're allowing the knock sensors to do their job. We got a peak of 606 547, and you can see that we adjusted the tune up just a little bit, and it is a little bit smoother. So this blue line where it made 596 553, I know technically it made 10 less horsepower, but this is going to be very comparable. And the knock sensor, as it sees octane fit, it can add or subtract that kind of 1, 2, 3 degrees that the red line was kind of riding on the edge. I think this is a solid power level. We're revving out to 7,500. This engine still has stock oil pump gears. I know people are gonna go crazy thinking that's crazy, but at the end of the day, I told Jack, I said it's his call, but this thing has 160,000 miles on it, and we try to keep it off the rev limiter and 7,500 RPM. I think it's going to be perfectly fine. At the end of the day, if it does pop some oil pump gears, it's a 159,000 mile engine. It's almost cheaper to get another engine than do the oil pump gear, crank gear with the labor cost. So I think that was an okay move, and I don't personally think oil pump gears are as fragile as people say they are, but I've installed them many times just for safety. So it's kind of a your call, but yes, stock oil pump gear, crank gear, they don't just magically explode. I even bumped the limiter just by accident on that one at 7,500 RPM. It's still alive and here to tell about it. So I think that's pretty solid. We have a high mileage, 600 wheel horsepower Coyote ready to hit the streets.